Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday night. Hello, jump on, let me know when you're on. I'll give everybody a minute to get on. You know what, I gotta find me down here. I always have to find me. Um, well. Y'all, I'm losing my mind. Where's my search? Where's my search? I don't know where it's at. There we go. I am losing my mind. Let's see. Okay, now I can let the camera work up there work, and I can hopefully see comments down here. It's easier for me to look down for comments than it is for me to look up. I hope my lighting is okay tonight. I've got my curtains are open behind me. I might need to close them because there might be a glare on the window. I think I see a ring light. Let me close my curtains. Hold on. I like my window behind me, but my light's shining on it. So we'll put me in the dark room. There we go. There we go. We got a problem with this light here not wanting to cooperate. I move them around all the time because I do this in my dining room, and so I have to move my lights when I want to use my dining room. So they get all moved around, and then when I come back, I got to fix them all over again. Anyway, how is everybody? Happy Tuesday. Tonight we're going to make a basket arrangement. This is a pretty little basket that I just love it. I love baskets that are unique with unique handles. So I'm going to really try to keep this one low so that you can see the handle on it. See how that is. So, and these are, I think these are called egg baskets. So it's going to be a little, and it can flop. So we got to be careful about that and how we put it in. So what I've done, see, it's got the crevice down in the sides here. So I have taken some foam and I have cut them in half. Well, they're not actually even, but we're going to put those down in both sides like that. Then I took a bigger piece and I cut it to match the opening of my basket. And then I took and notched out a piece. I want it notched out so it can rest right on this little centerpiece here. Now, what we've got to do is put glue on the center. And I think I'm going to use my hot glue gun. Hopefully it will hold well enough. If I can get this one to pump out enough. I keep saying I've got to retire this glue gun, but I like the tip on it so much that I keep using it. I got to get a glue stick. Come on. There we go. The one good thing about using a glue pot, you don't always have to stop and get a glue stick. I'm going to put just a whole bunch of glue down that center. And then I'm going to take it and press it in. And hopefully, if I push it down enough, it'll glue to the center of my basket. But still, it won't glue tight. I mean, it'll be tight enough for the arrangement, but it will be where you can pop it. Should be able to pop it out and not mess up your basket. Because this is a nice basket. I am sure it was handmade by somebody at some point in time. So I'm going to give just a minute for that glue to set up. Just a minute. You don't want to mess with it because then I got foam everywhere. You don't want to mess with the you don't want to move your foam around while you're holding it down because you want it to adhere. If you don't, it didn't do it. It didn't do it. All right, so let me take it back up. My hot glue went down in my basket. All right, so let's try our pan glue. It's a little bit stronger and it sets up a little quicker. It's a little thicker. And let me put, and I'm making a mess. And of course, I didn't bring I didn't bring my cold water over here. All right, I put pan glue in here this time. So now let's see if I can get it to adhere. Do our exercises. Do chest exercises. Exercise while we work. First day of spring and it's cold. It's cold. It's like yesterday was the last day of winter and it was warm, and today, first day of spring, and oh my gosh, you had to bring out the winter clothes again. Jeez. I'm ready for warm weather. I'm not ready for 100-degree weather though. I don't want it to be hot summer unless I could be on the boat on the lake. Then that would be fine as long as we're moving around and there's a breeze. This is going to be a challenge, you guys. This is a challenge. It doesn't look like it's adhering. Not like I want it to. I might have to. Well, it's trying to stick. I just need to be patient. I just need to be patient and let it set up. Maybe if I can get my glue gun down in here and squeeze some on the sides. Let's try that. Let me try some on the back side. I think that would probably be okay without gluing it, but if it were mine and I was just going to use it at my home, then I would probably just stick it in there. Now I'm going to be mad if I put all this glue in here and this thing still doesn't set up. So we count to 100, 200. Maybe I should have glued it before I came on. I should have tried this before I came on. Let me put down here so I can put some weight on it. Ouch. Yeah, the glue's hot. I stuck my fingers in it. Stuck my fingers right down in it. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. And I told you I didn't bring my cold water. I guess I need to go get some. I didn't think that I would be using that much glue tonight that I would try to glue my fingers. But oh well. Oh well. Okay, come on, glue. We got it set up. So I went to the mountains this weekend, and it was really nice up there. It was really, really nice. We are much further along in springtime than they are. They're always a couple of a month or so behind us. When our pollen is finishing, they're just getting started. So it's still kind of dismal up there. A lot of trees are still bare, but I don't care. The mountains are still pretty anytime of the year. The mountains are pretty. I'm holding this down, so we're praying over this basket. That's why I'm sitting here propped up like this. I'm trying to give this glue time to adhere to this foam, so we'll see if it works. But anyway, the mountains were nice. I left here in shorts Saturday morning because we were really warm, and I got up there and it was like upper 50s. But I was fine. They were like, "You're in shorts?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was 7 degrees when I left home." And then I spent the night and got up Sunday morning, and it was really cold. I had to change into long sleeve shirt and a jacket Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, I left up there with a long sleeve t-shirt on and got down here about, I don't know, I got home 2:30, no. Yeah, 2:30, I think. And I was unloading my truck, and oh my gosh, I was burning up. I was actually burning up. But it was nice. It was a nice trip. I got my booth set up. On the way home, I decided, I was like, oh, I should have been looking at estate sales. And so I was coming into Durham, and I get on estatesale.net, and I Google estate sale, and there was one that was like 7 miles from where I was. So I was like, well, let's drive by there and see what they've got. It was like 12 o'clock, and the sale ended at 1 o'clock. So I go by there somewhere down in Durham, and it was a 3-story house, and I went walking through it, and it was an interesting house because in the basement the backstory to the house was there was a gentleman that lived there, and he had two sons and a daughter. And the sons obviously were older, and his wife had been passed on. She'd been dead for quite a while. And he must have died, and the boys must have lived in the house maybe. There was some girl toys there, but they were really, really old. And upstairs in the bedrooms, there was, you could tell guys lived there, but there was a whole bunch of shoes that were guys, like younger, I mean, not old men shoes, they were younger um, male shoes and T-shirts. And one room had a weight bench and weights in it. It's like they had just moved out and left everything. But downstairs in the basement, one side was like a man cave, and it was concrete walls, cinder block walls. And the whole wall down one side, down the left side, and across the back was nothing but graffiti, dark graffiti, reds and blues and yellows, and just, I mean, it looked like a bar, dungeon. And they did have a bar across the back, but it didn't look like it had been used for a while. So, really interesting. Nice house, but a grunging dungeon. So, nice antiques, really nice antiques, and they were cheap. Anybody who wanted antiques, that was the sale to go to. There was a really nice trunk, a small trunk, probably, I don't know, 48 inches wide maybe, and had a dome lid to it. Could have gotten it for $12.50. Really nice. My truck was loaded, so I couldn't get anything else in it. I did buy a pub table and two chairs that has, I think it's bamboo wood on the top, and two metal chairs that go with it. They have bamboo seats on them. I got it for $25 because they had marked it to $65, and then of course it was going to be half off of that, and which would have been $32.50, which would have been a good deal. But I'm trying to get glue out of the bottom of this basket, which would have been a good deal. But because I was there right before 1 and they wanted to get rid of stuff, and I got some lace, linen, placemats, pillowcases that were new. They were vintage. I love the ones with the Battenberg lace on them, all cotton that you can't get anymore. So I got those and a table doily, and a really nice big table doily. So I got it all for less than $30. So they just gave me a good deal on it. And then I had to try to find the way to load up my truck. That was an interesting thing. So I am dangerous with a truck. I'm here to tell you. All right, I think we got that in there. That took a while. And my glue started seeping through the bottom of my basket. So I was trying to get some of that off. So now you might not be able to pop this out and use this basket, but I think you can. I think you will be able to. So anyway, there we go. All right, we're going to fill it in with our Easter grass that I get from Walmart. In fact, I need to go buy more of this before Easter goes away. Easter's in a week. I need to go buy more of this because this is perfect filler. So 50 cents a bag. So we're going to take some of this apart and we're going to stuff it down in my sides. I don't need it. I don't want it to go all across. That's the easiest way to do it. I just take my scissors and cut it. Yeah, just take your scissors and cut it. I'm going to stuff it down in my sides. And then if I happen to get some off of the sides, it'll go down through our filler. That fills it up nicely. And then I might sprinkle a little across here. I don't think, with this arrangement, I don't think we're going to see much of it. I'm not going to put my moss in the top of this one yet. I'm going to wait and see what I have left over at the end and how much I need. I may not need it. And if I do need it, then I won't need but a little bit. And that way you don't waste your moss. Let me stuff this back down in this bag. I can use it for another project. And I need to stop by Walmart and make me an Easter egg run. This is like a paper. This is not the silk, what are the plastic type grass that you normally get for Easter baskets. This one is, what is it made out of? Sustainable Forestry Initiative, certified sourcing. It's like a paper. So anyway, I like it. Easter grass. It doesn't say. It just says, oh yeah, paper. Duh, paper Easter grass. It says right on the front, Donna. Anyway, paper Easter grass. So go get some. And you know they may have it. I need to look. They might have it in a like a neutral color. That would be awesome. We could definitely use some of that. So anyway, that's that. So we'll put that back over there. Now for our basket, we've got an assortment of greenery. We have a little fern. We have some of the bead grass that we may use. We're going to use little pink hydrangeas. We have stem of the wildflowers. We have partial stem of these wildflowers, but I also have another partial stem. There's like 4 on that, which means I cut off a 2 and instead of finishing 1. I have one of stem of these. These come from the Dollar Tree. And then we have some solid pink hydrangeas. So let's start with our grasses first. I think I'm going to start with these. I've got 3 on here. I'm going to cut them apart. Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can make more out of them, but I could, if it was a small arrangement, I could cut down here and then cut here. But I want these to come out of my basket, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these down at the bottom. Put them at the bottom. I swear, I like to have music when I work, but I can't have music and talk to you guys too. And Facebook won't let you have music. They won't let you play music because of copyright. Stick a little bit of glue on here. Out of my glue pot. And I'm just going to put it down so it's kind of coming out the side of my basket. So I'm kind of putting that down in there kind of deep. See, just so that blah, 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 blah. The bottom of this here is at my basket. So you want it to be it's got to be like a wildflower, but you want to balance it. So you do what you do on the left, do on the right for most things. You don't have to do it for everything, and you don't have to have even numbers of everything or odd numbers. You could have 1, but if you're not careful, you'll end up sticking too much on one side and not enough of another. Or if you've got too many of one thing, then you all of a sudden you don't have enough to balance it out. So if you work from side to side, you won't have that problem. So I've got 1 here, and so instead of putting 1 on the front here and 1 on the front here, I did 1 on the front here, my front, and then 1 at the back. So I went across. Because if I didn't, then what would happen is we have 2 on this side, we have none on this side. So this one I'm going to take and put down the middle. Because I have 3, and then that creates another line. And then floral work, you do things in lines. So we're going to put this one down, and I'm going to try. I might not succeed at it, but I'm going to try to leave my handle so that you can see it. Because it's so pretty, I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so that's how we've got it. 1 here, 1 in the middle, 1 over here. Okay. Ask questions if you need to. This is our little floral school. Let's put some beaded grass in here. We'll cut it at the bottom. And these are called permanent botanicals, otherwise used to be known as plastic, but now they're called permanent botanicals. They last forever. These are not like the old plastic ones that were back in my grandma's day. They look a little more realistic and very pliable. Very pliable. Really soft. This one's kind of tall, so we're going to go towards the middle with it. That way you can use your height in the middle. Put that one in there. Kind of sword the middle. See how I did that? And I need to be turning it around and looking because I'll be doing it all from the back, and then my back won't be right. I'll have it lopsided. from what I tell y'all, and then I'll get it lopsided. Okay, so we have one here, one here, one here. So we kind of go this way. I've got one more. I'm going to put it, I've got these two are on this side of the handle. I don't have one on this side of the handle, so I'm going to put this one on this side of the handle. Again, that's our balancing that we're looking at. I'm going to kind of come out to the side with it. Okay? Cool. All right. We have our fern. And I'm going to decide, do I want to put, I'm tweaking my fern leaves. Remember, you give them all a bend. Now, do I want my fern to be all in one place coming out? Nope, I don't. I don't like that. So, this won't pull. Sometimes these will pull out of the center. This one's not going. I don't think this one's going to pull out. It's not going to pull out, so we're going to have to cut our fern off. So let me cut some pieces of fern. I don't know how many we're going to need. I might as well go ahead and cut them all, because they eventually got to be cut off of this anyway. I'm just getting down close to the bottom in here and cutting these off. Okay, got a little nub left. All right, we have these. Well, now they won't go in because we have nothing to stick in there. So, if you've got a pick machine, you're going to put a pick on it. If you don't have a pick machine, you're going to take a wire that we've cut off of something else, like a wire like this. You'll stick this on it. You could glue it at the back like that, and that gives you an extra long pick, and then cut it down here. Or you can get some florist wire and then wire it around there, and then you've got a pick. So if you don't have a pick machine, you use the wires that I tell you to keep, and that's what you're going to keep them for. But I have a pick machine, so I'm going to pick these this fern. And I'm going to go ahead and pick them all. And then that way we can roll on with putting our fern in our arrangement. So you guys tell me, what's your favorite summer flower? Or spring flower? Is it tulips? Is it hydrangeas? Is it peonies? Peonies or peonies, whichever one you say. If you're really country, you say peony. If you're not so country, it's peony. Is it gladiolus? Marigolds? What's your favorite flower? I'm curious. All right, I'm just going to stick these around so that they can be coming out the edge of my basket. And I'll probably put kind of like two together. And they're going to be in different places. So it kind of looks like, and ferns kind of grow crooked. So we're going to put it in there, kind of turn it up. So I put 3 over there. So if I got 3 on that side, I'm going to come put some on this side and let that be coming out. Turn it around my basket. Put this one in, going that way. I'm going to put this one coming this way. So we have 3 down there. See how we put those in? And then I have one more. So it can just randomly, let's just stick it over here by this handle. Okay. Now. All right. I'm going to add some, I'm going to come back now with my sword grass. These are pushers, so I can push these up. It's sword grass, or no, this is bead grass. Because the leaves look like little beads. That's what this is. So, and if any of you were watching my Saturday live, you got to see me be at Sims Pottery, which is the floral warehouse. You have to have a floral business license to shop there. And it was just packed full of every kind of flower you can imagine. Any kind of florist thing you need, they've got it. So, yes, I had my cart full, which was part of the reason why. And I was carrying a load to the mountains to put in my craft booth up there. And I took things out, the stuff that I had in there for the winter, I was taking out and bringing home, and I was putting my wreaths and my bows in. So I had my truck loaded with the things I was taking up there. And then I go to Sims and I buy flowers. And I had said that when I went in there, I wasn't going to buy. I went in there to get hydrangeas because I have an order to do an arrangement with hydrangeas. And I went in there to get the hydrangeas, and I was going to get a few more things because you have to have a minimum purchase. So I was going to get some grapevine wreaths and stuff like that. Well, as I was doing the live for y'all, it's y'all's fault. I was going down the aisles, and I was like, oh, aren't these pretty? Aren't these pretty? So I would pick up this and go, oh, that looks so pretty. Gosh, this would be pretty in a wreath. In the cart it went. And so I ended up having like 3 big bags full. Ooh, 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 ooh. And so I had that all in my truck, all in the back seat. So that's why I have a truck, so I can haul all my craft stuff for weddings and things like this, or estate sales. It's like I have my truck so that when I want to go do something, I don't have to say, can I use your truck? And him say no. I have my truck. So that's why when I came back home and I went by the estate sale and I saw that table and chairs, and I'm like, oh, I want that. Well, Donna had her bed of her truck full of totes from the stuff I took out of my booth, and I had to make room in the back seat of my truck to put them all in there, so that I could get that table and chairs in the bed of my truck. You should have seen it. In my truck, it was full. I mean, up to the top of the seat, in the window in the back. My front seat was full. But you know what? Women are very resourceful. We can pack things in. And I did. It was like playing Tetris. I packed it all in there, and I got it in there. And then I got it down low enough that I could see out the back, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't think it was metal, so I didn't think it was going to blow out. But, I just would rather be able to see out the bed of my truck. I'm just placing this grass in here in different places where I see a hole where it looks like it needs to have some grass in there. So this is no like rhyme or reason. It's just you fill in where you've got holes at. Okay, this is what we got so far. It's pretty just like that with greenery in it. I could probably go in there with 2 or 3 more kinds of greenery and just fill it full of greenery, and it would be full. It would be pretty. But we're going to put flowers on it. This shirt's bugging me. I keep pulling on it. So I apologize for me tugging on my clothes. All right, let's go with these. These remind me of like strawberry sherbet. They're pretty. Oh, I've already cut. I was going to say, I really hope I've cut off this bush because it's missing a lot of stems. Now, I have to decide whether I want these to be lower in my basket or if I want them higher. And I think I want them to come up about this high, I think. And the way you've got to decide the length that you're going to cut your stem is you kind of hold it the height that you want it, measure it down to the bottom. Well, it comes way down here, and my foam doesn't go that far. So I really only need to cut about this much, measured about down to about halfway. Well, I have just knocked my plants into I have knocked my plant into my glue. I knocked my phone over down here. We're doing good. We're doing good. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, what did I just do? There we go. Okay. So, I'm gluing my stick to my fern. That's not good. And I got glue. I got glue on something. But I'll find it. It'll be all right. Once it dries, you can pop it off. All right, I've cut this one down. I'm going to stick a little glue on the end. And again, if you're doing it for yourself, you don't have to glue all these in. Because I'm selling them, I want to make sure that they stay in. But you don't put a lot of glue. Even if you're using a glue gun, you don't put but just a dab of glue. You don't put a whole lot on there. And I'm going to insert that one. So he'll go right in there. Kind of like that. And so I did a light pink one over there. I'm going to take a dark pink one. And I've done this so much, I can eyeball how much I need to cut it off. But I can also place it in there and see how much you need to cut. Remember how you measure it. Now, I'm going to be upset if I make this thing and this basket won't sit up. If that happens, then what you got to do is go in and add some rocks down in one side to give it a base so that it will sit up. That's the thing with these egg baskets. There we go. All right. I got a light pink one over there. We put a dark pink one over here. I'm going to go with a light. Should I go pink and pink? Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to go with a light pink one on the front side over here, and I'm going to go into the side, make it go a little bit lower. And I know that puts two light pinks on my front, but if I go over here with a light pink, then I got two light pinks on the same side. And it probably doesn't make a difference because they grow differently. All right, so we put that one on the bottom. So I'm going to go on this side, and I'm going to put one on the bottom over here. Cut another one. Put a little bit of glue in it. And I'm going to push it. And I'm putting those kind of low to my basket. See how we do that? All right. So I guess if it's going to lean forward, I need to design it that way, don't I? All right, so we got 4 of these. So I'm going to hold up there because I have some of these bigger ones. The bigger, brighter pink ones. And I think I want to put a couple of these in here. Put this one right down in there. Now, I covered up one of my leaves, my fern leaves. So if you do that, you want to move them around and tweak them so that your fern comes out around them. Because you don't want to waste it. I was watching a wreath maker on YouTube over the weekend, and she made really pretty wreaths. But she started out with greenery on her wreaths, then she added flowers, and then she added flowers, and then she added more greenery, and then she added more greenery. Well, by the time she was finished, the first greenery she put in there, you couldn't see it at all. She had so much stuff, she just covered it all up. And I watched her another video, and she did a big flower arrangement. And it was the same thing. And I'm thinking, well, why have you got all that greenery on the backside where you don't see it and you've covered it all up? That's really kind of a waste. It's a waste of money. So you just want to be careful that you're not covering. You're going to cover some of it up, but you don't want to cover too much of it up. There we go. So we have a light pink. We have that big one here. We've got a dark pink there. Over here, we got a light pink here, a big one, and a dark pink. So they're really kind of the same on both sides, but I think it's going to be okay. And then our top is open. So we could, I'm going to go back with, I can either decide whether to go in with another dark pink, but I think I'm going to go with a light one. I think I'm going to do a light, so it'll kind of look like the light ones are growing on one side and the dark ones on the other. I think that'll be just fine because that's how they grow. So we're going to cut this one. I'm going to put it right down in there. Oops. All right, now we've got a big hole right here. You see that one? And we've got a big hole back here. So we have to put something in those. That's where these are going to come in. I only brought one of these in. So I need to decide whether I want to put one. I'm going to put one of these coming out the top. Kind of a waste. I'm going to tag off. I'm just going to stick it down in there first to see what it looks like and decide if that's what I want to do. Yeah, I think that looks good. I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to add a little bit of, it's going to be stuck down in there. I'm going to take this one off and this leaf off because it's going to wait. I'm going to waste it. You're not going to see it. And I can always take them and glue them in. And I'll show you how I'll do that in a minute. All right, put a little bit of glue on there, and then we'll stick this one back down in. There we go. You guys see that? All right, now we got to work on our little hole. Well, I have this little one that I just took off. I think I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the tip end of it. Hold them like this. Put just a tiny bit of glue on the tip end. See that? And then I'm just going to glue it right down in the top right there and glue it to some greenery. All right, now we're going to come over here to our wildflowers, and these are pushers, so I'm going to push up because I need it to be more towards the end so I can get it to come out of our basket. We don't need it down low. I'm going to cut this one off, a little bit of glue, and I've got this hole back here on the side, and I'm going straight in that hole and stick my flower in there. See how we did that? Now we filled in that hole. So now we have a hole over here. See that big hole in there? We're going to do the same thing. Well, it wants to lay over, so it's going to lay over. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut these. Now, these don't have as much greenery on it. Cut these off. This one looks like it's lost a, you know what? This one's lost a flower at the tip, but I have this little flower left on here. I'm going to pull it off of there and see if I can't put it on the tip of this one. No, it won't work. Okay, so let's put it back on this one. I'll cut it off and use it. Well, now that I got it off this one, I might not get it back on. There we go. I got it. Alrighty. Let's put a little bit of glue on this. And stick it right down in there. And the other one, I think I'm going to put it, I don't like it there. I don't like it there. I mean, we've got a hole down here. I'm going to put it on the bottom, on the side. Go right down in there. That way it's going down the edge of our basket. Same thing over on this side. If I pull my grass down, I got a hole in there. So we need to either fill it with grass or fill it with flowers. So let me look. See which one of these are our better bets. Which one has the most flowers, and then I'm going to take it and put it in that hole. I'm going to take these and we're going to slide them right down in the bottom of our basket. That one can go down in there. See how the flowers then just come out the edge? And I think I'll have a problem with this basket sitting up. I'm not going to like that. That's not what I wanted. This would be pretty hanging too. Like a hanging basket. Okay. Now I need to put one right in there. See, we got a hole right there. So we need to put one in there. These are called your filler flowers. And that's exactly what they're meant to do. They're meant to fill those spaces that where you've got holes. You could just do a lot of bigger flowers and just put them all in there, but then you don't have any depth to it. So you want to put different heights, different sizes. Okay, now, other than the strings hanging out, I think we're looking pretty good. Doesn't take long to put these together either. It takes me longer to tell you about it, just to stand here and talk to you and tell you about it than if I was just doing it straight. All right, I think I need... I've still got a hole right there, and somewhere else I saw a hole. I think we need to put something else under here, right under there. And I have 3 more of these, so we might as well cut these and put these in. Let me cut that one off. I need to push that up. I don't have it. Imagine these faces that I make coming across on video. All right, I'm going to stick this one right down in there. And you just move it around till you can feel that foam, and you just insert it a little bit. It doesn't have to go in very far, but you want to get it down deep enough that it's it's going to be stable and secure. I think what's happening, I think the basket naturally rocks that way, to be honest. Normally, my egg baskets, I usually sit them, they always turn anyway, and I just prop them. I have one that I've had, gosh, for like 40 years. Since 85. About 40 years? 85, 95. Huh, 95, 2005, almost 40 years. 39 years. I still got it. And I still use it. Nothing. Alexa's talking to me on my watch. Okay. There we go. And I've kept my handle open at the top, which is really good for me because I usually like to go big and tall, and I get all outside my basket, then I lose my handle. But if you've got an element that is interesting, you need to try to keep it so that it's a focal point. And our ferns are growing over the side of our basket. And over here, we have our leaf underneath our hydrangea that's coming out the side of our basket. And now we don't need any moss. You see why I didn't do the moss on top? Because I would have totally wasted it. Totally wasted it. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to stand back. Let me see what it sits like on the table. Y'all, that ain't going to work. It's going to roll over. So I'm going to have to get something to weight. I'm going to have to put some rocks in it to weight it down. Because it's going to flop over for sure. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I don't know how many rocks in here if I put them all out in my building. I maybe should have thought about that before I did my flowers, but it'll be all right. I'll fix that. I'll fix that off camera. I got one more of these, so I might as well. Now look, this thing's going to bug me. I got one more of these, so instead of wasting it, I'm going to cut it and go ahead and put it in. Just stick it in there. This one. Put it right down in there. All right, there's that. And I had this grass. Let me see if I want to put the grass in there. I like putting grass in my arrangements because it comes out and it makes it wispy. And this is bugging me now. I'll tell you what, let me do. There we go. I'll put a paintbrush under it. That'll hold it. Let's see if I put this. With some grass coming out that way. I need to curl it. And then I have another one. These are just pieces that I have that I'm using up. As you know, I keep telling you I'm using up my stash. I'm not gluing these in to start with because I want to be able to take these out if I don't like them. Okay. And then I have this one that's just doesn't have any grass on it, but it's just a little beaded, so I can put it back here. Again, I'm just kind of looking for space that I feel like it needs a little something. So I put one back here. See it in there? We've got one here and then one over here. Now, I need to curl that grass. Right over there. Oh. My scissors. Get this down here, we can work on it. Just take your scissors and your thumb, run it up your grass, and just give it a nice little curl. Some you won't curl more than others, some not as much. And if it curls too much and it's too long, then take your scissors, take it and cut it off, and make it a little shorter. See how we got that coming out? I don't know if you guys can see it. The grass is here. All right, let's turn this way. Curl this one. Oh, that one curled really nice. This one bent, so let's see if I can curl it. That one curled a little more. It's a little lower. All right, there's your grass in there. All right, we've got one piece of willow, a willow stem. And you know what I'm going to do with this? Can you guess? I'm going to cut it low. And it's going to come out. And I think I'm going to put my butterfly on it. What I think I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this down. And then this still looks like a stem, so we can totally use this too. I'm going to put this down the middle. If I can get it in there. If I can find enough oasis. Our oasis is getting full at this point because we got so much in here. I might not be able to get it in there. There it goes. All right. Fix my flowers back. These I'm going to kind of curl my stems so that they're growing around. In fact, I could put one growing around our stem, our what I want to say, our handle. I'm going to kind of curl them so they go around the handle. You see that? I'm kind of curling them so they go around this handle. Looks like they're growing up. And then we have our butterfly. And I have I have a bright pink one. I have this dark reddish pink. Bright pink or dark reddish. I think we're gonna put two of them on here. I think I'm gonna put a dab of glue and glue one to the handle. And if I put just a dab, it won't mess up my handle. I'm gonna glue this one to my handle. And then I'm going to take my wire and move it. Once I glue it, I'll put the wire down into the arrangement. Okay, this one, I'm going to bend her down. I'm going to curl this up a little bit so it gives enough room for my, see that? You'll see that? I'm going to curl it so it gives enough room for my glue to stick on it. And since that one's there, maybe I'll make this one. Looks pretty good there. See that? So I'm going to glue this one in there. I'm going to take that and I'll put glue a fairly decent amount because you want it to grab a hold of something. And I'm going to stick that down in there. And the good thing about these being on a wire, you can move them around once the glue sets. You can move them around to where you want them. I think I want them kind of like that. So we got our butterfly there. Now we have our other butterfly up here on the handle. So we got two. We have two little butterflies in here. It's our little butterfly garden. Right now, I'm not going to cut my wire off because if my butterfly were to pop off, then we still have the wire that we can wire it back in. So that's working smarter, not harder. Tweak my willow branch. There we go. All right, there's our little basket with hydrangeas. It's just a hydrangea. It would be pretty hanging. It would be a really pretty hanging basket. This basket's probably better to hang than to sit. But what I can do, I'll get my rocks. And you can get rocks out of the driveway. I have some rocks in my stash. I'll probably put some rocks down on each side so it will weight it down and it'll sit level. But there you go. Simple, simple, simple. Looks like you just went out to the garden and picked a bunch of flowers and put them in your basket. Isn't that pretty? So easy. So there you go. This is our Tuesday night craft for the night, or floor arrangement for tonight. I got glue on my basket back here. So we still got a lot of stuff to do. I still have the milk punch cups to make. I need bows. I got to make more bows, so we might do bows one night. I may just come on here and you guys just sit and watch me make bows with me. If you want to make bows one night, let's see. We could probably make bows Thursday night. Maybe we'll make bows Thursday night. If you want to make bows with me, then you need to go get your ribbon. You need, I would say it takes 5 yards to make one bow, regular size. But if you want to get a big bow, I would get at least 10 yards of ribbon, at least 10. Or if you go to Michael's, if you want to mix your ribbon, then get 3 spools of one kind. Let me see if I can get one to show you. I don't have any Michael's out down here. And I don't think I have a small roll. Hang on a minute. Let me find a roll for you. Hang tight. Okay, I'm back. So if you go to Michael's, they have this this is Celebrate It ribbon. This was like a year or so ago. This was $9.99. And this is 25 feet that are on this. I would get 3 rolls if you want to make a big bow with at least 3 different ribbons. I would get at least 3 rolls. You could either get I would get some 1.5 inch and some 2 inch, or you could get all 2 inch. I wouldn't do all 1.5 inch though. I would get at least 1 2 inch, and I usually, if I were doing 3, I would do 2 2 inches and 1 1.5, or either all 3 2 inches. So anyway, get at least 3 rolls. Get it when it's on sale, so that you're not paying. I think now this was $9.99, and this was actually 2 years ago. I think these rolls have gone up to like $12.99 now. So get it when it's on sale. So pick you up some ribbon, and we will tie bows on Thursday night. You can tie bows with me, and you can ask questions. Okay, you can just come on and say, "Hey, when do I do this? How do I do that?" They have the bow dabbers at Michael's. Actually, I think I saw them on sale. They're like, I want to say they were on sale for $20. So if you want to get a bow dabber, you can get it there, or the Easy Bow Maker, or I'll show you how to do it with your hands on Thursday. So we'll tie bows Thursday night. So if you want to do that, grab you some ribbon, and we'll have a bow tying session. I'm going to put this one in. I don't want to waste it. We'll have a bow tying session. And other than that, tomorrow night maybe we'll do the punch cups, so I can get those done, and we'll just crack on. That's our thing. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are my goals to do live. So if you want to learn to do something, hit me up, give me a message, and I'll get it done for you. There you go. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Wednesday tomorrow. The weeks just go by so fast. Time just flies. It needs to slow down. So anyway, I hope you have a great Wednesday tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful night tonight. Go get you some baskets, get some flowers, and make this simple arrangement. All right. Y'all take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.